What's going on, everyone? Today I sold books on Amazon and made $300 profit, and I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. We're over here on Amazon Seller Central. We have $998 in sales. I'll go ahead and refresh the page to show you that this is actually true and it's not a screenshot. Over the last 7 days, you can see this is kind of what I've been selling on an average day. So certainly today is a little bit higher than what I would normally sell. But in today's video, we're essentially just going to break down what each book sold for, how much we bought each book for, and how much profit, how much take-home profit we made after all the Amazon selling fees. All right, so the first book up actually sold most recently 3 hours ago at 8:19 p.m. for a total of $69.19. And this is the buy cost. We bought this on April 30th of 2024, so we bought it a while ago for $28.59. If we go ahead and put the buy cost and sales price in, we get a profit of $21, and this is after all fees. So if we actually look at the total fee breakdown, we paid $10 as a referral fee to Amazon. We paid $3.87 for the FBA fee. We paid $1.80 for the closing fee and $2.25 prep fee for my prep center to open up the package, inspect the book, list it on Amazon, and then send it to the Amazon warehouse, and then 34 cents as inbound shipping to Amazon. So after all those fees there, we made $21 profit. And wait, you're like, what, Joji, you bought this back in April 30th, right? So how far is that? So April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. So technically 8 months. So yeah, you're like, Joji, this took 8 months to sell. Certainly the storage fees must be crazy. So we can even take the storage months calculator here. And so $21.96 is what our profit is. Let's go to 8 months and $21.80. So yeah, we paid 6 cents in storage fees for this book, and we essentially, walked out with $21.80 profit for that book, which is awesome. The book right below it, Better Homes and Gardens New Cookbook, 1968 edition, a really, really old book, sold for $42.74. Bought this on June 21st, and we bought this for $15. And this gives us a profit of $10 at 68% ROI, which is great. Again, you can look at the fee breakdown, which is essentially $6.41 for the referral fee. We've got a $6.24 FBA fee, $1.80 closing fee. The prep fee is always going to be the same. Same thing with the closing fee. Those always give you the same. And then we have inbound shipping. So we made $10.31, which is awesome. And again, I never even touched this book, which is cool. It went right to a prep center, and the prep center really did all the work. Of course, we have to do the work in terms of buying the books, but this video is more about just showing what's possible with book selling. All of my other videos on my channel show you how you could actually source a lot of these books, but I just kind of want to show you what, a $1,000 day actually looks like in terms of profit. So $10 profit there. Next book is a Students with Disabilities book. It's a New York Teacher Certification Exam. It sold for $59.27. This was bought on March 6th. And you can see this is the buy cost, $14.49, and we sold for $59. So we made a $25 profit, 173%. Again, storage, this was bought on March, so you can crank this up to 7 or 8 months, and you can see how it really doesn't change the profit by very much. And the reason why it doesn't is because we are having a pretty massive margin between what we're buying the book for versus what we're selling it for. Certainly, if you're buying books for $1 or $2 and selling it for $8 or $9 or $10 or $11, then it makes a lot more of a difference because of the fact that there's not really any margin, there's not really any potential, there's not really a lot of profit that you can make on books like that. So we're aiming for books that we can buy and sell for at least 50+% ROI. Next book is Envision Mathematics. We sold this for $22.99, and this is something that I can regularly pick up on eBay for some pretty good money, or for pretty good price. And you can usually get bulk deals from a Goodwill or Second Sale or one of these big bulk booksellers that's willing to give you a massive discount for a bunch of books. And yeah, I've sold this book tons and tons of times. This is actually a great Replan, so feel free to jump on it if you want. Generally, they sell for between $20 to $25, and you can see this is just all within the last month. And I've got 32 orders just in the last year for this particular book. This book didn't make a lot. It made a $5 profit. But again, I never touched the book. It just went right to a prep center, and 35 times 5 is a pretty good chunk of money for just one particular book. It's one that has a very obvious seasonal trend. If you get more experience looking at keepographs, you can see that. And again, I've got other videos on my channel to show you that. Now, the next book is actually the only book that we sold today that's sold for a loss. So yeah, I do sell books at break even or sell books for a loss because it's impossible to have 100% of the books you buy be just absolute winners. So this one sold for $22.98, and it looks like we actually bought this for $11.29 a long time ago, April 20th of 2023. So this one sold, it was bought over a year ago. So if we crank the storage all the way up to 12 months, buying it at $11.29 and selling for $22.98. You know, storage fees a little bit longer than that. We probably lost $3 or $4. That's like the worst case scenario. You could look at the key graph and go, well, what went wrong? It just was a book that appeared to have some pretty good history going back, and then for whatever reason just didn't really perform very well. I mean, books do that sometimes, and it just is what it is. And again, think about that. The worst case scenario on this book, where we lost today, we lost about maybe $3 on this book. So I would consider this a complete dud, in meaning like this book really just sucked, but only lost $3, which is kind of crazy, especially considering all the other books that we're making a killing on, honestly. The Thomas Guide King sold for $59, and you can see we bought this on May 25th of this year. We actually bought multiple copies for $15.43 each, and that'd be $19.42 after shipping. Sold for $59, $20 profit, 102% ROI. And again, you can go ahead and crank up the storage fees if you want and see that it really makes a negligible difference. So, $19.40 profit. Next book, same book, Better Homes and Gardens books. We actually sold it there and sold it again. So we sold it 3 times a day, which is awesome. Another great replan. A replan is just a book that you bought and sold, and you continue to resell and buy again and resell in the future. Next one is Influencer, the New Science. We sold 2 of these for $63. So divide that in half, it's going to be like $31.60 or something like that. And it looks like we actually bought this on February 24th, so February 21st of 2024. So we bought it a while ago for $12.97. We put the buy cost and the sell price in. We only made $3.67. So not a book that we made a ton of money on, but again, even though it wasn't necessarily an amazing book, I mean, we made 28% without really doing much work at all other than just buying the book. So still actually really good margin if you think about like all the other types of selling that you can do and the other types of margins you have. And again, I'd consider this a not so great flip. It's just like, okay, I mean, we sold it. I mean, I made a few dollars, I guess. It wasn't like a home run by any means, but at the same time, we still made money on it. So the next book we have is Honey and Clover. We sold this for $70. Looks like we bought this on February 9th again. So a lot of these books take a while to sell, which is fine. We bought it for $9.99. And again, we sold it for $69.99. So that made a $41 profit, 400% ROI. And these are the types of books that you really want to find and pick up. So an insane margin on that book. Great pickup. Next book we have is, I think, Ravel. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but we sold this for $60. Looks like we picked it up for $13.20. And with the buy cost and sales price, we made a $26 profit at 200% ROI. Again, just an absolute awesome margin. I mean, the fact that you can make that kind of margin on a product without needing a physical storefront, without needing to pay rent, without needing to pay employees, without needing to pay, there's really, book flipping is just incredible because of the fact that there's just not much startup that you need, and you don't need employees, you don't need a physical storefront, you don't need much. I don't know. I'm just going on and on, and just a great margin for a book like that. We have the next book, which is a book I got for free, 10 Cats. We sold for $7.65. So we got it for free. So we have no buy cost in it. I don't know. We'll see. We might lose. I mean, it'd be close. We might make 10 cents. We might lose $1. I'm not really sure. I was just trying to sell this to get rid of it, honestly. Normally, when you have to remove an item and create a removal item, remove order, you have to pay a fee for that to happen. So that fee is usually like a couple dollars. So I'd rather just sell it at break even or a loss, honestly, just so that I don't have to do it. But $7.65 for that book. Again, we got it for free. Next one is One Man's View of the World, which sold for $82.49. You can actually see that we bought 2 copies of this for $35.68. And if we put that in over here, we made a profit of $24, 70% ROI. Just a great book to pick up. And this is going to be a replan into the future. So great book to buy there. Next one we got is Real Runabouts Volume 7, sold for $79.99. And what's so exciting about this is we actually bought this with rewards points. We actually were able to walk out the door for $0. So if you didn't know, we have I use the Amazon Rewards Visa Prime Signature credit card, which gives you 5% back on every single purchase, which is awesome because you can essentially use those points as reward points to buy books. And I do that all the time. And so this is a book that I bought for free, just using rewards points that I earned from buying other books. And so we bought it for $0 and we're able to sell for $79, and we made a $40 profit. Technically, we bought it for $0, so really we made a $57 profit. But if you want to support the channel, you can use my link down below to get the rewards Visa Signature credit card. And I think you get like $100 plus gift card just for signing up. And again, 5% back on every purchase. Again, I would only recommend you get a credit card if you can do very simple things, which are not easy to do, but in principle, they're simple, which is pay it off in full and on time every month. And also make sure you only spend however much money you actually have to spend, to pay it off. So that's what I would say there. But if you want to support the channel, I get a small kickback. It helps me out, and I would appreciate it. Next thing that we have is Serve Safe Manager book. We sold this for $80. Looks like we bought this back in February of this year, paid $30.35, and made a $27 profit, 90% ROI. That's great. Now we just have a few more here on the day. We've got the Library Gingerbread Man, which sold for $37. Looks like we're able to pick this up for $13.84. And with the cost price and sales price, we made a $10 profit, without, again, ever even needing to touch the book, which is awesome. Next up, we have Christmas at America's Landmark House. So this is one of those great winter and Christmas books. It sold for $34.97. Looks like we picked it up for a total of $8, and that gives us a total profit of $8.34, 100% ROI on this book. A great seasonal pattern and seasonal trend basically every year. A great book to be on the lookout for. We also have the Roman Emperor, which we sold for $59.99. Looks like we actually bought 2 copies of this for right around $20 after shipping. And yeah, sold for $59, made a $20 profit, 100% ROI. Again, never touched the book. Obviously, I know kind of what it's about from looking at the title, but a lot of these books, they just ship them right to a prep center. They do all the work for you. They send it to Amazon, then Amazon does all the work for you. It really is incredible, this business. All you need is to learn how to read a keypograph and figure out how you can source books, which is easily done through BookMine, easily done through Keepa. And yeah, it's just a really kind of crazy opportunity that this even exists. And then lastly, what sold at 1:50 a.m. today is Yvette's Kitchen to Our Table, which sold for $59.99. And you can actually see we bought this in June of this year. We bought it for a total of $12.07, made a $28 profit, 232% ROI. And all of this, everyone, adds up to over $300 in profit in one day just working from home. So like I said, I used to be a high school teacher, retired early because my wife and I were saving money for the last 7 or 8 years, putting in the stock market. A big catalyst was selling books on Amazon, because you can see how you can make $200, $300 in a day just by logging on Amazon and sourcing books that are below the market value, and then simply just sending them back to Amazon and then reselling them for profit. And of course, I'm making it sound maybe a little bit easier than it really is, in terms of like, there's definitely a learning curve. There's things that you have to learn, but fundamentally, being able to determine whether or not a book is undervalued is very simple if you get proficient at reading keepographs. And so, I've got plenty of content on this channel to help you out there. This video is more of just a what sold video, how I made $300 in one day, and how that's not necessarily uncommon because of the fact that it really is just consistency, buying books over a long period of time, letting them sell, even if they have to sit there at the fulfillment center for 3 months or 6 months or 9 months. I mean, it's pretty wild, the opportunities that are there with book selling. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, and you're not, consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.